Okay, good morning Hedgehog class. So I hope you enjoyed innovating your stories, making changes to them yesterday, and hopefully this morning you've had a go at retelling your story from your innovated story map. So remember, I changed my character to Little Purple Peter. I still had his mother, and I still have the woodcutter and Big Bad Wolf, and it still takes place in the forest and Grandma's cottage. The other change I've made to the story is at the end, the woodcutter actually chops off the Big Bad Wolf's tail, leaving him bleeding and screaming at the very end of the story. So we also changed our story planners, and today we're going to use our story planners to write the very first part of our story. We're going to be authors this week. Authors write books, so we're going to make our own book and our own story. So today we're just going to write one part of the story. We're going to focus on making that part the best we can. We are going to write the opening part of our story where we introduce the main character. So we're going to introduce Little Purple Peter living with his mother. So I'm going to do that part of the story for my story, and then you're going to do that part of the story for your story, because we've all made different changes, haven't we? Okay, so here is the opening picture of my story. So I'm going to write about Little Purple Peter who lived with his mother. And one day his mother asked him to take some food, didn't she, to poorly Grandma. So I'm going to write two sentences. My first sentence is going to introduce Purple Peter. So I'm going to write, Little Purple Peter lived with his mother. Little Purple Peter lived with his mother. So that's my first sentence. Little Purple Peter lived with his mother. Then I'm going to write my next sentence. One day he took a basket of food to his grandma. I'm not going to put too many words in it because I know I need to write this and I want to make sure it all makes sense and I write it on my own. So one day he took some food to his grandma. That's all I'm going to write for the opening of my story. Little Purple Peter lived with his mother. One day he took some food to his grandma. Now I'm not going to write any more today. I'm going to write about the setting where the story takes place tomorrow because that's the next part of my story plan. So my opening is Little Purple Peter lived with his mother. One day he took some food to his grandma. So I want you now to have a go at writing the opening for your story and keep hold of it because we're going to write the rest of the story as the week goes on. Now if you want to, you could fold some paper and make yours into a storybook, or you could just write it all down the page and keep adding to the story each day.